Give this some thought. The one you've shared your entire life with, the person who knows every quirk, every laugh, and every deep anxiety, is suddenly lying in a hospital bed. He is surrounded by a maze of monitors and tubes. In that instant, the once unbreakable heart feels exposed. Instead of the laughter that once filled the home, there is now only the steady rhythm of the machines. Kelly Ripa had the surreal feeling that she was somewhere far from a daytime soap opera. Mark Consuelos' transfer to the intensive care unit, ICU, threw her entire world into chaos. No one could have predicted the emotional storm she was about to face. Kelly's voice brightens our mornings, yet recently she admitted her fear of witnessing Mark's sudden hospital transfer. She remembered the wail of sirens, the cold white corridors, and the hurried prayers she whispered while following the gurney carrying her husband into intensive care. She said, "I couldn't process what was happening. In the blink of an eye, we went from planning dinner to facing my worst fears of losing him." What came next shocked the fans. Despite his difficulty communicating in the ICU, Mark insisted on seeing their children. It wasn't a simple request. Even in his most vulnerable state, a father wanted to express something important, not about his illness, but about love. He wanted his children to understand the significance of this moment before it slipped away. Hearing that single request, spoken between labored breaths, devastated Kelly's heart. It was a moment no photograph could ever capture. And yet, the story took an unexpected turn. Why? Because fulfilling Mark's wish was far from simple. While proud of their children's independence, Kelly faced a difficult choice. Should she shield them from the fear of his illness, or honor his wish and let them confront the truth? Love guided her decision, altering the course of their family's journey. When the children arrived, the home became emotionally charged. Kelly described Mark as composed, focused on being a father, even in his fragile state. His one-on-one conversations left lasting impressions. He taught courage and responsibility to his eldest, resilience and compassion to his middle child, and shared stories of joy and laughter with the youngest. But the emotional weight was immense. Kelly sensed that Mark was preparing their family for more than physical recovery, perhaps even for a life without him. In his eyes was a unique blend of love and sorrow only someone facing death can convey. For Kelly, it was a living nightmare, the sense that the person you love might be slipping away while you struggle to stay hopeful. The scene that brought tears to many. As the children played outside, Mark whispered to Kelly, asking her to keep telling them he loved them. "Promise me you'll keep telling them if I can't tomorrow," he said. That plea, that final wish, broke her heart, but also strengthened her resolve to stay by his side. In the ICU waiting room, Kelly's anxiety ran deep. She clung to memories, faith, and the shared experiences of their life together. During those long, quiet nights, an epiphany struck. This is something every family faces, though perhaps not in a hospital. When the future is uncertain, the words we speak carry the most weight. Love and fear
Kelly shared
collide.
this lesson with her fans. Act now. Say I love you without hesitation. Forgive immediately. Laugh, remember, and embrace. In moments like these, nothing matters but love. Kelly's story has a hopeful turn. True to his resilient nature, Mark began showing signs of recovery. His breathing improved, his cheeks regained color, and his smile returned. Every small improvement felt like a gift. With each tiny victory, the journey back to health became more real. Mark took his first independent breaths without the machine, and Kelly held his hand, watching his chest rise and fall with renewed strength. Tears streamed down her face. The sound of life, the ordinary, unfiltered sound, was more beautiful than any applause or laughter in the studio. Soon, his voice returned. First a faint whisper, then stronger, warmer, more like the energetic man she knew. The children filled him in on their lives, school, projects, jobs, friends, finally allowing Mark to engage beyond nods and hand squeezes. A question, advice, or a quiet laugh became possible. Kelly said it was his laughter that gave her hope, the sound of optimism overpowering the machines. Recovery was physically demanding. For a man once strong and dominant, struggling with simple tasks could be frustrating. Sitting up, standing, walking down the hallway, each step was a mountain. With a walker and physical therapy, he took tentative steps, cheered on by his entire family. Kelly saw in his determined eyes the strength she had always known. He refused to let weakness define him. Then it became clear. His advice to their children, to be brave, resilient, and joyful, was not farewell but a promise. Even in the ICU, he was living that lesson. The day of discharge was emotional. Emerging from the ICU, leaving behind fear and uncertainty, Kelly guided Mark out. The warmth of the sun on his face felt like a gift. The ride home was peaceful, each family member silently grateful. The world seemed brighter, ordinary sights extraordinary. Recovery was gradual, but their perspective had changed. The hectic public life mattered less. What counted were quiet moments. Morning coffee on the porch, cuddling on the couch, simply being together. This shift compelled Kelly to share their story, highlighting an essential truth. Life's most meaningful events are often unexpected. Fame and glamour fade, but family and love endure. Fans are still moved by the couple's emotional journey. Kelly's heart was broken by Mark's heartfelt wish expressed under unimaginable circumstances. Yet, his vulnerability reminded her, and all of us, of the power of family, love, and living fully in each moment.